Imagine this. You've been working all your life to achieve a goal of yours, and everyone is telling you can't do it and you should just quit. That is the story of the 2010 San Francisco Giants, a team full of misfits and nobodies who reached baseball immortality when they won the World Series in 2010. And I'm sure we've all been in this scenario. Not winning the World Series, of course, but we've all had our doubters in life and we tried to prove them wrong. So let's talk more about this magical team. Where was this team before the season started? I was a little kid back in 2010, but I still love the Giants, and even I thought this team wouldn't do much in 2010. And this was largely due to the division that the Giants were in. The Dodgers, Rockies, and Padres were all above or near a record of above 500, or a winning record, in other words. To have made the playoffs, the Giants would have to win plenty of games against these teams, which was no easy task. The three teams mentioned all had massive stars on the teams. The Padres, led by Adrian Gonzalez. The Rockies boasted two young talents in Troy Tulowitzki and Ubaldo Jimenez. And the rival Dodgers possessed a young future Hall of Famer in Clayton Kershaw. Who did the Giants have? Not a lot. A large portion of the Giants roster were either older vets who were past their prime or young players who were still unproven. But that's not to say that they didn't have any talent. The Giants' main piece to begin the season was reigning Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum. Let's see how this roster performed in the regular season. In short, they exceeded expectations by a long shot. Lincecum was largely disappointing, posting below average stats across the board. Instead of Lincecum, pitchers like Brian Wilson, Madison Bumgarner, and Matt Cain would have a breakout season. But it was their new young catcher in Buster Posey that would give them a much-needed spark in the middle of the season, posting a batting average above 300 and providing superb defense behind the plate. Another person worth mentioning was Aubrey Huff. As controversial as he is today off the field in the political world, he was the glue of this team, posting the best overall stats of any hitter on the team. It was also a huge help that the Dodgers would flounder in the regular season, posting a win-loss record below 500. And the Rockies would also struggle. If you were a fan of the Giants in 2010, you remember the drama of Game 162 against the Padres. The Giants and Padres were tied going into the final game of the season, and the winner of Game 162 was going to the postseason. The loser could only watch on the couch. A 3-1 third inning was all the Giants needed to clinch a postseason berth. What happened in the postseason? It didn't look great from the start as they were matched with the Atlanta Braves in the first round. But this team had magic, a phrase that the Giants fans would adopt for years to come. After losing the second game of a 5-game set, the Giants were able to win 2 more games against the Braves to win the series and advance to the NLCS, the National League Championship Series. A series win here would send the Giants to the World Series, but they were matched with the Philadelphia Phillies, the reigning National League champs. The Phils were the heavy favorites going into the series, and this was largely due to their pitching staff. But this Giants team had magic, and they won the series 4-2, and the Giants were World Series bound. The Giants would face the Rangers, who featured a young Nelson Cruz, a veteran catcher in Benji Molina, who oddly enough was a Giant to begin the season, but was traded to Texas to make way for Buster Posey. Again, the odds were stacked against the Giants. As I said before, the Giants roster were either older vets who were past their prime or young players who didn't have postseason experience. The main question for the Giants was, would this team finally crack? Would the young players be able to keep their composure, and would the vets be able to remain healthy? But this team had magic, and their starting pitching was magnificent in the series, and they were able to quiet the Texas bats and win the series 4-1. After this, the Giants would win 2 more World Series in 2012 and 2014, officially solidifying themselves as a true sports dynasty. But let's wrap up the 2010 season. The Giants were full of nobodies to begin the season, but these nobodies broke out and had a great season. And a season that was not wasted, as they would win the World Series and become crowned champions of baseball. The 2010 Giants were magical. From zeros to heroes, the 2010 MLB season is one to remember. And as for all of you, the next time you think you can't do something, you absolutely can. Odds don't mean anything when you have the determination to persevere and perhaps a little magic to help you out.